Becoming the ultimate bug demolisher isn't always easy, but with the help of a returning mechanic, you can forge your critter-crushing path in your own way. Grounded 2 brings back several mutations from the original Grounded, now with an interesting twist, and a few new additions. Mutations allow you to customize your strengths and your playstyle, enabling you to master up to 4 different combat styles or mix and match 4 different abilities at once. They can be swapped out at any time, giving you the flexibility to adapt. Let's take a look at the new mutation system and how different gear, weapons, and trinkets can help you reach the endgame on your own terms. As mentioned earlier, Grounded 2 doesn't introduce many brand new mutations, but returning ones from Grounded 1 have been slightly reworked for the better. There are now 18 total mutations, down from the 33 in the previous game, streamlining your options. Once unlocked, a mutation will appear in the Mutations tab of your menu. There are several core fighting styles to choose from: Lil Fist, Smasher, Javelineer, Assassin, Sharpshooter, Blade Master, and Whittle Wizard. Lil Fist is unlocked and upgraded by defeating enemies with your bare hands. Smasher is gained by using clubs, while Javelineer comes from using spears. Assassin revolves around eliminating enemies with dual daggers. Sharpshooter excels with bows and arrows, and Blade Master levels up through sword skills. And Whittle Wizard allows you to become a force of destruction with stabs. Unlocking and upgrading these styles is much easier than the first game. All you need to do is defeat enemies with the associated weapon type. There are also specific weapons and armor that enhance each style's effectiveness, which we'll cover later. Just like in Grounded 1, you can equip up to 4 mutations at a time once you've collected enough milk molars. Outside of the core fighting styles, you also have access to combat abilities. One is entirely new to Grounded 2, while the rest are returning from the original game. Parry Master restores stamina upon successfully blocking enemy attacks. Ambush boosts damage dealt to unaware enemies, especially effective when using daggers. Frenzy increases your melee range and blocking speed, but with a catch. Landing a melee hit triggers a rage effect, which enhances damage output and regenerates health for a short time, but disables the ability to time your blocks. Guard Dog, which has also appeared in Grounded 1, increases the damage you deal during defensive events when enemies invade your base. Parry Master and Ambush are relatively simple to unlock. You just need to perform blocks or sneak attacks. However, both Frenzy and Guard Dog have more spoiler-heavy prerequisites, so we'll avoid getting into those specifics. Some mutations support exploration and traversal. Natural Explorer increases your movement speed while you're out of combat, but this bonus decreases once you're hit or enter a fight, like getting ambushed by a rogue orb weaver. Trap Peeper boosts your critical hit damage multiplier, making it much easier to escape sticky situations. Both of these mutations return from Grounded 1, but with new environments to explore, unlocking them remains just as satisfying. The survival-focused mutations help you stay alive longer and support your utility role in co-op play. Cardio Fan increases your stamina regeneration and reduces the downtime after draining your stamina bar. You'll learn this one naturally by frequently sprinting, especially when you're fleeing from a vengeful stink bug. Reliable Friend, another returning mutation, shortens the time it takes to revive fallen allies and is unlocked by performing several revives. Fresh Defense gives you a major edge in the late game by granting sizzle reduction, burn resistance, and gas resistance. To unlock and upgrade it, you'll need to consume several mint shards. Spicy Safety, unlocked by eating spicy shards, offers chill reduction, freeze resistance, and shatter resistance, all essential for surviving a certain icy region you'll encounter later. Lastly, Mithridatism, which also makes its return from the first game, grants you resistance and damage reduction against venom, which is increasingly important as you progress through the zones. Even though many of these mutations originated in Grounded 1, the revamped interface in Grounded 2 is more intuitive and far easier to understand, making the system feel fresh and accessible. While we're not diving into every armor set, there are just too many, we do want to touch on the major changes to how armor works in Grounded 2. Armor bonuses are more specialized, and many sets are now designed to enhance specific playstyles, whether you favor daggers, swords, bows, or stabs. Some of these armor sets are tied to spoiler-heavy content, so we are going to avoid the details on how to obtain them. A great example of a returning set is Red Ant armor. It's been overhauled with better defense and resistances, and now comes with new bonuses like rogue armor and attack stamina. Ant, which reduces stamina costs for weapons crafted from Red Ant parts. This set makes an early game favorite even more useful later on. There are plenty of new armor sets with similar bonuses. Our advice: kill every creature you encounter, gather every material you find, and analyze everything as soon as possible. The right armor can drastically increase your survivability, especially if you stumble into a biome you aren't ready for. In Grounded 2, gear doesn't just feel rewarding, it's often the difference between life and death. That wraps up our guide to mutations in Grounded 2. For more tips and tricks and in-depth breakdowns, check out our other guides and wikis. And as always, keep it locked on IGN.